This morning it's kind of wet and cold and snowy out here, so I decided to stay in and do some homework. Just look back at what's working, what's not working, and I wanted to spend some time with you guys on this live, so we can kind of talk about it. Talk about what's working in the marketplace with the home care and assisted living. Really been focusing on reviews, the importance of reviews and where to get them at, where to put them at. And the reviews at this point are like the strongest form of marketing and promotion of your company. A good company review, a good review online, whether it's on care.com, Google reviews, Facebook, all of these places are where you need to, focus on getting reviews. And it's very, very important. And I don't think we emphasize it enough on the page, the importance of reviews when it comes to starting your home care service. And I really want to make sure we emphasize it. And I understand you say, okay, I don't have no clients. I'm just getting started. How do I get a review? You got family, you got friends, you got followers on social media, LinkedIn, you got people on Facebook, Twitter, people that you know, people who you connect with online. These people could do reviews for you. Even if they ain't did business with you, they still can vouch for your character and the type of your person you are, your integrity. A good review is worth, I seen somewhere on Google they said something about a review is worth like 80 grand. One good review is worth like 80 grand. And I can only imagine how much a bad review will cost you. But definitely focus on getting them reviews. Make sure you guys have a care.com account. With all the premium add-ons that they allow you to get with the background check and the badges. Care.com is very important. So definitely, again, for reviews, they even have it set up in their website where you can just kind of share the page, and it can go straight to review section. So you can just send that review link to the people who or people who you've done business with, family and friends, like I was saying, to get the reviews. So reviews is very important. And I'm kind of starting there because I'm just looking at some of the things that we need to kind of reevaluate in my company. And I want everybody to also reevaluate in their company, my coaching clients' companies. These are just some things that I want to make sure you guys are working on, building, and keeping strong. And the first thing I'm thinking about and I want to discuss is search engine optimization. Search engine optimization, basically where you come up in Google when people search your company name, or when people search home care in your area. This is probably the most important. This is the top form of sourcing leads is online right now. This is the number one way to get leads right now. And the only way to do that is to obviously have a website, and then have a website presence, have an online presence that's allowing your website to be found when different people are searching in your area. So search engine optimization can get real tricky and it can get real complicated, but you just want to do the basics first. There's a course on Udemy.com that teaches you about it. There are multiple professionals on like Fiverr.com, freelancer.com who can help you get set up. We have someone in our organization that we work with, a vendor that we work with, that can help you set up your website and your search engine optimization. Actually, what we're doing before the 28th of this month, the 28th, we're going to be doing websites, including websites in the Done For You program. So, and that will come with a search engine optimized website. Just something to think about. But the importance of getting your you can't neglect it. It's everything at this point. You have to be online. You have to be optimized, and you have to be coming up in the search engine in your area. I suggest starting with the five wealthiest counties that you're connected to, like that your county touches, yours, and then the four wealthiest around you, and start in those areas to start optimizing your page. And you'll better understand what I mean when I say optimize once you start learning a little bit more about it. But basically, you're geo-targeting. You're targeting your website and any ads that you may run or any articles you may post through blogs, through blogging, through videos you may post on YouTube. You're geo-targeting them by entering certain locations in the tags and in the content. So these are the things that you need to be focusing on. Creating great content, but that's optimized. You can find so much content about how to help seniors, just articles, blog posts, and stuff like that, and add them to your website, because that's how your website becomes optimized, by adding content that's geo-targeted. It sounds, I know if you never heard this stuff, it sounds kind of complicated, but it's really not, and it's really important to, as a business owner in today's marketplace, to understand this language, be able to implement it, and then eventually outsource it. It's pretty inexpensive to outsource to someone else, like someone in India. India is probably the best place to source people who understand search engine optimization. They're probably the best ones in the world for search engine optimization, and they have all kind of people on Fiverr, freelancer.com, who can help you get set up with that as well. So just understand that search engine optimization and coming up first in Google is very important in the early stages of your business, later stages, and it's going to keep you relevant. And then also with that, going not only just doing the optimization that's mostly free or not costly. You're not paying to get it optimized to put it online, but besides doing that, running actual ads is the second most popular way to get home care clients and residents for your assisted living. Running Google ads, Facebook ads, and understanding how to optimize them, make them better. Look at what's been working. Look at what's not been working. Split testing, and this just comes from you'll learn some of these terms once you get a Google Ads account, a Google AdWords account, and a Facebook Ads account. I feel like those two right now, for me, are doing the best. Google Ads and Facebook Ads. So that's the only one I'm really going to suggest, because that's the only one I have a track record with success. But definitely learning those different products, those different softwares. Google Ads has a whole, it seems like a college course worth of information just to teach you how to use their product. Don't breeze through it and try to figure out on your own. Really dig down, spend a couple nights learning about their software, learning how to best use AdWords. Facebook, I think after we spent about 10,000 in ads, we got like a personal, like Facebook had contacted us and gave us like a personal rep. So we have a personal representative to this kind of coaching us through doing Facebook ads. It just comes with, once you start doing business with them on a consistent basis, they'll help you as well. And they also have a lot of information for, again, just like Google has, for how to run ads on their platform. What's working, what's not working, what language to use, what type of videos to use, what colors, what headings. Like, they're really detailed. I mean, it's their product, so they know how to help you use it. So on top of getting your website optimized for the search engines, the next thing you want to do is start really focusing on ads, Google ads and Facebook ads. And I mean, you could run I think the cheapest you could do is $5 a day. And if you're on a small budget, that's okay. But it's rather to run an ad at $5 a day than an ad at no dollars a day. You even if you're only getting 500, maybe 200-300 people viewing your ad a day or whatever, it's a lot more. It's just better than nothing. And a lot of times we feel like people be like, man, if I can't do this, if I can't do it big, I don't want to do it at all. Like, you have to start somewhere. And ads are not something you want to just start dumping money in. Online ads like Facebook and Google, you don't just want to start pouring a lot of money into them early anyway. You want to first see what's work, what type of responses you're getting, what type of click-through rate you're getting. You'll start to see, like, the uptick on your website, more people visiting your website, but it has to be the right people visiting your website. So you got to make sure when you're doing your ads, you're using the proper you got to use the proper criteria. So you want people in you put your specific counties, your specific cities where you're doing business in, people that are 65 or older. The things that they're interested in, AARP, retirement, like there's different language you could put into your ad so Facebook and Google know how to target your ad and who to contact and who to, what people to put the ad in front of in emails and web on different websites, on Facebook. When people visit Facebook and on their timeline, they'll see that stuff. But you don't just want, you don't want teenagers or, children or young kids, college kids seeing your ad. You want to make sure you're doing it correctly so the right people are seeing it. People who have parents that, are, potentially, will need home care in the future or now or in the near future. So again, just learning that, getting really squared away with Facebook ads and Google ads is another thing that I really suggest you guys work on. And again, I'm just on here looking through what we need to do and how we can reposition ourselves and strengthen ourselves, and always looking to optimize, always looking to make it better, always looking to find a cheaper, smarter way to do business. And sometimes I just sit down and go through what's working and see if I can make it better. See if I can talk to some experts, see if they can help me, give me some ideas. Even when things are working, it's easy to get comfortable and say, oh, I'm good. I could just, chill out. But that's not the way business is. Business is forever changing, always moving. Whereas where you have to be, you just have to be agile and flexible and on top of stuff. You can't just get comfortable with the progress that you've already had. You have to continue to grow and be thinking and learning and reading. So those two things, internet search, becoming, optimizing your website for online, and also ads are two of the top ways to generate leads online. Also, like I was mentioning, caring.com, Care Patrol, internet lead sites. You want to get set up with those sites, the internet lead sites. Some people, we get a lot of mixed reviews about, caring.com, care.com, Care Patrol, sites like that where you pay for actual leads, or they send you leads. But even if they're not doing, a great job for you, I wouldn't suggest, keep paying into them, but you definitely want to have a profile on there regardless if they're, sending you leads or not, because again, that helps with your search engine optimization, and people do visit those sites, and you want as many reviews and you want to be on as many sites with as many great reviews as possible on the internet, so people can find you, see that you're everywhere. There's people saying good things about you in all places. So just to recap reviews, the importance of reviews, Facebook reviews, Google reviews when you get set up your Google business page, and those internet lead sites like Care Patrol, caring.com, care.com, sites like that. You definitely want to have all your leads going. You want to have all those you want to have profiles set up on those sites, and with great reviews. the top referral sources for your clients is, once you're in business, it's always going to be your current clients are going to be your best source of new clients, new leads, and they're the best people to sell for you. They tell the best stories about you. Nobody can sell you like a happy client. So that's usually where you're going to get the majority of your that's going to be your number one referral source if you communicating with them. A lot of times in business or in early in business, we're kind of scared to ask for stuff from our clients, and we just scared to reach out to them and say things that that will help us and that'll push us forward. So, but you still have to do it. You have to say, okay, we provided you guys with great service over the last 60 days or 90 days or 6 months, however long they've been with you. Do you have, 5? We usually like to ask for 5, names, phone numbers, and addresses of people who you feel in your community or in your network that will need service, who need service now or will eventually need it based on you knowing them and their loved ones. And you'll be surprised how many people they can come up with. They may come up with more than 5. We don't ask. If you don't ask, you won't get nothing. So, and never say, oh, well, they're not going to do that. Like, I hate when people tell me, like, what somebody else is going to say. Like, oh, they won't do that, or what somebody else won't do. They speaking for people before they even ask. And never speak for people or say what people won't do before you give it a shot, just because you just never know. People will help you. People want to help you, especially if they feel like you're providing great service for their family. Why wouldn't they want to, share that with somebody they care about? So definitely, if you have current clients, or even if you worked at different agencies and stuff, and the families, I don't know depending on the contracts that you may have with them, can't contact them. But if you have access to people that you did private duty work for, just as an individual, not as a company, reach out to them people. Ask for referrals. Ask for reviews on your websites and on your different social sites. Reach out to people and get them to, participate in your growth, man. People will be excited about it, man. They want to see you win. The people that you cared about, the people that care about you, and also the people that you did good work for. Past clients, past employers, they might, want to leave a review. Like on your Caring.com, they can leave a review as just an individual caregiver. It doesn't have to be for no company. They could just leave a good review if you left on good terms. But the time for like messing around and playing with this is coming to an end. It's like, you have to take action immediately. You have to take a lot of action, and you have to do it regularly. So we can only give you guys the information. We can only show you and tell you what to do. But you guys have to, actually take action and do it. We have a lot of success stories, man, and it's like, I know it's a lot more people out there who want to do it, and the country is so big and the opportunity is so huge for you guys, and I just want to really see you guys, make a difference in your community and your family, financially, going into 2019. It's a new year, man, and it's time to really, break out of that job you hate. Get out of that busted routine, that financial routine where, you may be living paycheck to paycheck or barely getting by or struggling. Like, we really winning out here right now. And it's like, it's an opportunity for you guys to win as well. But, so clients, past and current, and their loved ones are usually the top referral sources. After that, we go into what I call the, music was kind of loud. I had to turn the music down. Hey, Sonya, what's going on? So, just covering the importance of connecting with past and current clients and their loved ones. That's gonna be a top referral source. Hospitals, hospital discharge planners, hospices, skilled nursing facilities, assisted living facilities, geriatric care managers, Medicaid waiver programs, rehab hospitals, government area agencies, on agent and case managers, These are your top referral sources, and this is where you implement your meaningful relationship development. We talk about that pretty extensively in the past, where you coming up with a program where you making at least 50 calls a day. You sending out at least 100 emails a day, however many mail letters you could send out a day, and then how many visits you could do a week. Over the course of a month or two, you could really develop a strong referral source referral network. And again, we say it all the time. We hear people struggling to get clients, and this is probably the most cost effective and effective way, the most inexpensive and effective way to build a huge network in your community, in your marketplace. Like I said, the five closest counties to you, to build your company. And like I said, just making phone calls, sending out mail, doing visits, sending emails, and doing like some other stuff like on LinkedIn where you're doing LinkedIn invites or LinkedIn inboxes to different professionals in those top referral places in your area. Like, you will be surprised how many people will listen to you, how many people want to do business with you, and what is and the things that you can do with just contacting these people in your community. How much activity you can create, because like I said, it's going to take a lot of activity and a lot of action that's going to have to be taken on your part to get your business up and running, and sustained over the years. You do it. We've been Just Caring Hands was in business for 8 years, so we have like a sick network of people who send us leads, send us referrals all the time, every day, and it's been coming in for and they've been doing it for a while, and that just comes from over time maintaining great relationships and creating great relationships with the right people in the senior community. So yeah, meaningful relationship development, very important. I'm just, like I said, I'm just kind of going over some stuff, doing some touch up homework for myself. Once you have I say once you get a couple clients, say you get 2 or 3 clients, and you making a decent, you making some money. You're not rich or anything like that, but you seeing something come back in profit wise. The first thing I suggest you do is hire a community liaison. What's a community liaison? That's somebody who's going to go in the community with your literature, with your brand, with your shirt, with a shirt on, with your logo on it, with your folder, with your logo on it, with a folder full of documents about your company, referrals, everything that you have to show that you're licensed, you have insurance, a nice folder with reference letters and stuff like that, past client testimonies, whatever you can put in there to sell your company. This is what the community liaison is taken out into the community. So you say meaningful relationship development. In the beginning, obviously, if you don't have anybody doing it, you got to do it yourself. But the first after the first employee I would suggest hiring after your caregivers, obviously, because the caregivers got to go to work. But the first staff person I would suggest hiring is a community liaison, and it could be a nurse. I would prefer it to be a nurse, like an LPN, who has some, maybe extra. They could be in the field 20 to 30 hours a week on your company's behalf, and all they're doing is implementing the meaningful relationship development. They're going out into the community. They're making phone calls. They're sending emails, and they're meeting these people, and they're developing relationships. They're staying consistent with them. They're not just calling them one time. They're following up, and then they're creating a database of all these people they're talking to and profiling them for you. So even if you get a new community liaison, all the work that she's done is still profiled, and you have that in a database on whatever software you're using, or even if you're just doing it in a basic spreadsheet. This is the information she's getting you. And this is what's happening. This is what she's doing for your company to generate sales, and that's usually, I feel like that's the most important person after, the caregivers. Obviously, the caregivers are important because they have to go in every day and do the work, but to generate sales and generate relationships, create relationships in your community, in your senior community, you need a community liaison. You need somebody to be out there promoting your company for you, and it's just no getting around it. um, it can only you can only go so far doing it on your own. In the beginning, of course, you don't have the money. If you don't have the money in the beginning, you just kind of starting out. You just starting out on a shoestring budget. That's cool, but as soon as you start making some money, as soon as you get some enough income to hire somebody, 20 to 30 hours a week, and most of them, they want no less than about $15 an hour. So you just do the math: 20 times 20 hours, $15 an hour. But the return is insane. The return on investments is insane. You may send her out in the community for 4 weeks. You have to pay her for 4 weeks, but she's introduced your company to 250 new referral sources, potential referral sources, people who know about your business, who know what you do. They heard your story through her, and I mean that's golden. You can't get that anywhere else. So hiring a community liaison as your first staff, once you can afford it, and just be in your own community after been doing it as your own community liaison. First, obviously, you hire somebody else to get out there and promote your company and your brand. You'll really see like a spike in growth. Where I'm gonna tell you, like, you want the biggest problem. The biggest problem you want to have is not enough caregivers. That's a scary problem, but I would rather that than not enough clients. We have more clients than we have caregivers. We have more people looking for service than we can provide care to, because it's just a caregiver shortage. So I'm gonna get in a little bit to how to address that as well. But you want more leads, more referrals, more people calling your company, calling your phone number, saying can somebody come take care of my grandmother? Can somebody come take care of my mother? These are the people that you want blowing your phone up. So you have to create an environment. You have to create a system to make that happen. And pumping a whole bunch of money into like one marketing strategy is only going to go so far. You have to get some boots on the ground. You have to really push your agenda and your brand and your culture and your vision into the senior community that you in your marketplace. You have to. Like Grant Cardone talks about in the 10x rule. He said your biggest problem is obscurity, that nobody's never heard of you. That's your biggest problem. And until you solve that problem, it's really you're just you just like an internet, you just talking about it on the internet. You just like a Facebook entrepreneur where you hear all these people, oh, I got all these great ideas, I'm doing this great stuff, but really they don't have no clients, they ain't got nothing going on. But if they were using that same energy and effort to build their brand, get in the community, meet people, shake some hands, be known for doing what you claim to do, you'll have a lot of success, and you'll really see some real growth in your business. So yeah, meaningful relationship development is mandatory. Hiring a community liaison as your first staff is mandatory. You can keep up with the admin stuff until you can afford that second person, but the first person, once you start making some money, should be a community liaison, somebody in the community trying to pushing your brand, pushing your vision, and pushing your company to the senior community. That's the first person you need to hire. You can afford it earlier, then if you can afford it. Some people may have some money laying around where they can uh invest or before they start making any profits or before they have any clients. I would suggest to do that. I always get questions. They say, okay, Alan, what's the best way to spend my money if I'm just getting started? What's the best? What should I do? I have my company, I got my insurance, I got my license, I got everything. So like, what's the best marketing that you would suggest I do to start building my brand? What's the best way to spend that money? And I would say hire a community liaison. Hire a community liaison. Get somebody out there. Of 60 days, just put her on like a 90-day probation. 60-day probation. Look, we're going, I can afford, I'm going to pay you for 60 days, this, whatever I'm paying you. And if you set it up right and you have her going into the community, reaching out to everybody in the five wealthiest counties closest to you, contacting all the top referral sources that we mentioned, you should have a database within 30 days. She shouldn't have no less than 250 people that she's actually spoken with on the phone, email. There's an email exchange going on. She sent literature to, she's met with, and she has notes and a profile for each one of these referral sources. This is what she should have done. At least 250 people in that first 90 days, in that first 30 days. And from there, say like y'all might max out at like 200, like 350, 400 people. It's just like worth dealing with. Referral source that's worth dealing with. You'll get a lot of other people who like are peripheral. They sound good, they may be good, but they're not really the people you really want to contact or you really want to dive into. But within that first, say, 90 days, y'all should have a nice list of close to 400 or 500 people, to where now you're doing a meaningful relationship development. You've contacted them, you're following up with them, you're talking to them, they're talking back with you, you're trying to figure out a way that you could best help them, you're listening to their problems. And this is what your community liaison is doing, or what you're doing in the beginning, and you're getting as much information and creating a as detailed profile as you can about each individual on that list. So when they think about, when they say the statistically, they say the referral sources, they send referrals to the person that they like the most and the person that they last spoke to. So your job is to become the person that they like the most and the person that they last spoke to. How do you become the person that they like the most? You be friendly. You be consistent. You're not pushy, but you're friendly. And you're constantly making them aware of you. How do you do that? Through creative, means of communication. You figuring out their birthdays. You're figuring out their, you're sending postcards and things on the holidays. You don't have to send bouquets of flowers and fruit baskets. And I hear people talking about giving lunch. You can't afford to go give nobody no lunch. So don't even think about it. You can't afford to take no lunch. Because if you're doing it once, it's a waste if you're not doing it to everybody. So just think of other small ways to show your appreciation, to show them that you're on their mind. To keep them on your mind, that you're on their mind, and to keep you on their mind. And then, how do they remember you? You're the last person they spoke with. They said they want to do business with the person that they like the most and the last person they spoke with. We say, I give it at least 21 days before you recontact with them again. You give them at least 21 days, no longer than that. And it might not be, it just might be a simple email. You might send them a letter, or you might just send them have a quick phone, send them have a quick phone call. Hey, how you doing? Just thinking about you. Just want to say hello. Boom, I'm done. That's it. This is such and such from, Just Caring Hands Home Health Services, and we just wanted to say hello, touch bases, and see how you guys were doing. Thanks. Boom. That's it. It's not a whole drawn out thing, and then they say, "Oh wow, hey, let me call you. I got to leave for you. I just was talking to a family, and they want to send you over. They wanted to do a consultation. Could you send somebody? Blah blah blah. Here go the information." And it's just that simple. It's just that simple. But you have to develop the relationships. You have to, become known. You have to use these strategies, or other ways you could think of. This is just something I came up with. This isn't nothing that someone taught us. This is what we figured out through doing the work, and then just turn it into a strategy and a system, so I can easily implement it. Systems must be put in place, because everybody is not going to stick around. So like my past community liaison, she did a great job, but once she's gone, then now what? She's gone, and I got to come up with a whole new idea. No, we created a system so we could plug in any nurse or any liaison into that system at any given time. So that's the importance of creating systems and protocols and stuff like that. I'm gonna kind of move on. I think I'm gonna talk a little bit about here we are at social media. Social media is also, I talked about a little bit when I was talking about the ads, posting ads, running ads. Like I said, we have I think after you do 10,000 in ads, Facebook reaches out to you, and send you a representative to work with you, like a personal ad person who helps you develop your ads and do your marketing and stuff like that. So we've been working with our Facebook person for a while now, and just some of the things that they tell us, and what's important, what works is, they say, you have to be posting. Don't worry about spamming Facebook, because Facebook won't even let you spam. So it doesn't matter how much you post; it's only going to show up based on their algorithm to a certain amount of people, a certain amount of time. So you can post as much as you want, and you need to try to post at least 10 times a day on your Facebook business page. And you invite everybody in your contact list. You invite all your friends, all your families. You invite them to do reviews. Reviews are very, very important for your social media. And then you want to have all social media. You want to have LinkedIn, a professional page for your company. You can have a business page on your LinkedIn, obviously a business page on Facebook. Twitter, you want to be tweeting. YouTube, you want to have a YouTube account. It's multiple different ways you can promote your business on YouTube, just doing creative little videos. You can hire people on Fiverr to do creative videos. It's branded with your logo and stuff like that tells your story. And then we use those as, we optimize those videos and use them as ads, or just use them as more content for your social media. But you definitely have to be doing something. It's super easy to go to, create your Facebook account and then go to like a AARP or senior living magazine website, get some great articles about, how to care for seniors and how to, some good tips and strategies for seniors for better living. There's different ideas. So this is the kind of stuff you need to be putting on your on your social media. It's just different content that will, when families look at it, when people they visit your social media, they'll see, okay, wow, this person is an expert. She got some great content. He got some great content about, how to take care of seniors, senior nutrition, senior travel, senior health tips, what you do in the wintertime, some of the better health tips for seniors in, this crazy weather, how to keep seniors safe in, extreme heat. Like you could just search and find millions of articles about, what it takes to be to provide great care for a senior through diets, and then not also just the caring and stuff like that. Then it's like entertainment, all kind of things you can share about, things that seniors like to do. One thing I learned about seniors is that they're just like us. They're no different than me. They just move slower. That means they like everything I like. They like music. They like romance. They like friends. They like spending time with their family. They like their friends. They like their grandkids. Like, we forget because we think we can. Oh, they're older. They're moving slower. That they don't still have those interests. They still love those things. And we have to, as providers and experts or senior care specialists is what we're starting to call our caregivers, senior care specialists. we have to specialize in, giving seniors great quality of life and making them enjoy every moment. And there's just a lot of information out there on the internet. You have to be creative, and you have to proliferate that stuff throughout your social media, throughout your website, your YouTube channels and stuff like that, to really make a mark and to use social media wisely. The top producers in the industry, like your Bright Stars, your franchises, they're posting 10, 15, 20 times a day on their social media. And I mean, we could do that too, using sites like Hootsuite, where we can push one button and it'll go through 10 different social medias. So like, these are the things that we have to utilize and to leverage so we can compete with the bigger guys and, stay relevant. Even though it's not as important to try to, I'm not saying that you're competing with, any particular company, but you definitely want to, do what's working, do the best practices that's working in the industry at all times. If you learn about them, implement them. Don't just hear me talk about it here on this live and then be like, okay, that was some great stuff, or maybe that stuff does work. No, I'm giving y'all what's working, industry best practices. And then we're on the cutting edge. We're doing things that people in the industry aren't even doing yet. And we're just trying out new things. We're trying out some stuff with some voice broadcasting, some text messages, broadcasters, broadcasting. We're doing different programs. We're rebranding and calling, like I said earlier, about the caregivers. We're not calling them caregivers anymore. We call them senior care specialists. We're just doing some different stuff to stay on the cutting edge, to stay new, stay fresh, and stay exciting, even in an industry that a lot of people may think is boring, but it's really a great opportunity out here, and it's lucrative and it's exciting. So definitely get your social media cracking, stay on top of it, post 10, 15 times a day on everything. Invite your friends and family, if you don't have, clients, past colleagues, people that you work with in the past, other caregivers, to come to your page, share some posts, share some information, but definitely leave a review. At the end of the day, the review is probably the most important on your social media, and then also the engagements. Once people do start, so if you start running ads and people do start visiting your social media, you have to engage them. You have to talk to them. If they like your page, if they comment, if they share, go jump straight in their DM. Hey, how you doing? I see that you liked our page. How can we help you? Do you have a senior that you care about that we can help you with? Or do you, how can we help you? Do you need some information about our services, or do you just need some general information about how to take care of an aging parent or aging loved one? Like, you have to just be connected to that following. Like, don't look at people on your social media as just likes, comments, and shares, and just looking at the numbers of it. Don't look at the numbers of it, because one person may like your video, and that might be a client that'll bring you $50,000-$60,000 over the next 12 months. So don't look at them as just another like on the page. Those are potential leads or potential referral sources, or at the very least somebody who believes in you. They took the time out to visit your page, and you may convince them to do a review if they know you, and or they can get to know you and then they can do a review. So social media is very important. It's very relevant, and it's just not a toy. A lot of times we think about it, just Facebook. It's just that's a very, very lucrative site to promote your business and build your community, build your following. And I want you guys to take it very serious, and that's why I keep kind of harping on it. But social media, Facebook, Twitter, all that stuff is very serious, and you have to really focus on it and not take it for granted. What are some of the top reasons consumers choose your company? What makes the consumer choose you? The top reason is based on, because of the family and friends as the top referral. The top reason most people choose their home care provider is because a family and friend told them about it. That's the number one reason that they choose um, a particular service, is that somebody told them about it. They told them that you guys were great, and now they're interested in working with you. That's the number one way, based on the data, that families choose a home care service. What's the second way? Reputation. Reputation. It's all about your reputation. And your reputation is based on, it's only one way to really expose your reputation to multiple people, and that's through reviews, customer reviews. And again, that's how we started this live off, was me just talking about reviews, because reviews are just so important. You can't exist in today's marketplace, in this connected environment where everybody's online, and not have great reviews. And then understanding that you will get bad reviews. And because you know that you're going to get bad reviews, you need 10, 20 reviews to counterbalance that one review. One good review, one positive review is worth like 80 grand a year, is what Google's saying for, specific businesses. But again, how much does a bad review cost you? And then you just gotta think about it. Like when I travel, when I use Airbnb, or when I go to a specific restaurant, before I jump in the car and go to a restaurant, I'm gonna check the reviews. I'm gonna go on your Facebook before I do business with anybody. This is just my personal way of conducting myself when it comes to dealing with businesses and different people. I'm going straight to your reviews. If you got a bad review and I believe it, I'm not dealing with you. I don't care how big you are, or what you feel like your company is, and the value that you think you can bring. If people are online talking about you like, you can't do this, you can't help us, or you hurt us, or you scammed us, or anything like that, it's over with. I'm not doing business with you. So the reviews are very important. Make sure you guys are protecting your reviews. You can't please everybody. And people will say things about your company based on just how they feel about you personally. And a lot of times people say things that aren't true, but you still have to counterbalance that with a lot of great reviews. And then don't be afraid to take their ass to court about reviews, because you can definitely get that stuff taken off your company profile if they can't prove it. So reviews are very important. Why do consumers choose home care providers? The number one reason is friends and families, and the number two reason is reputation. So, and your reputation is based on your reviews. That's the only other way. Once they contact you, you can send them like phone numbers and stuff like that, people that they can call, references and stuff like that. But before they even call you, you want to, let them know that you have a great reputation. And the only way to do that is through reviews. What will really set you apart? What will really set you apart from different home care providers? If y'all guys, we could do some kind of interactive stuff. What do you guys think right now? Just comment right now. What do you think the top thing that's going to set you apart from the other home care services in your area? What do you think that is, the number one thing that sets you apart? Go ahead and leave a comment and below, and I'll tell you if you're right or wrong. What's the number one way to set you apart from different care providers? Anybody got an idea? What's the number one? Rebecca, Ashley, Rebecca, Key, Tammy. Hey Tammy, what's up? Bernadette, Tab, Sonia, Lorraine, how y'all doing? So the number one way to separate yourself, to stand out right now, based on the data, is having quality caregivers, high quality caregivers. How do you get high quality caregivers? You have to be a high quality manager. And we can go into deep detail on that, but it's just basically putting your caregivers in a position for them to be successful. giving them the responsibility and the encouragement and the tools to be successful, and giving them a voice on how we can better service clients that they work with and how we can service clients in the future. You empower them, educate them, and you'll be surprised how much a caregiver can add value to your company and how good they'll become for you. And believe it or not, I mean, I ain't say believe it or not, but just understand that the caregiver, you in the caregiver business. So if you don't got no good caregivers, you don't got no good company. And for the people who just getting started, you can't work every case. So eventually you're gonna have to, hire caregivers. In the beginning, I know, a lot of people on the page are caregivers themselves or nurses themselves, and they do the case, they can do the work themselves. But eventually you're gonna have to hire somebody. And you train them to your standard, because they represent your business. It's not their company, so they don't have the same commitment and the same need for success that you do. But you have to train them and bring them in and make them feel connected and feel a part of what you're doing, so they can commit and be serious about the work that they're doing. And it's just taking the time, spending time with them, talking to them, communicating with them, texting them, checking up on them, putting systems in place where you're holding them accountable for things that they need to be doing, celebrating them, and disciplining them as needed, but not in a way that runs them away or makes them feel bad about themselves, but creates an environment to make them want to do better. There's a lot of literature on it. I would suggest starting with the 1 Minute Manager as a referral, as a great reference to become a manager. He's not talking about home care, but he's just talking about how to manage employees. And I took some great stuff from that. I got some great ideas from it. I even wrote some stuff up that I'm sharing on the training calls about how to become a 1 minute home care manager. Just using some of the things that I learned from that book, and we've been able to implement and push into our company, and it's made a great difference. So, but there's other books like that. Just search 1 Minute Manager, and then you'll see like other books. That when you search one book, they show other references as well, like on Amazon, Barnes and Nobles, and stuff like that. I also suggest going to Audible.com, because I pretty much listen to everything now. I don't read much, like books by words. I'm listening to all my books. It's just a personal thing for me. I can get through a lot of books pretty quickly, so I can get a lot of great information. I can listen a lot faster than I can read. So yeah, the number one way to to keep your company apart from everybody else, man, to be a top tier provider in your area is just having great caregivers. Let me see if I got any more information for you guys while I'm here. Caregiver training, a great site for, we could talk a little bit more about caregiver recruitment and training. Indeed.com, number one source for caregivers. Number two source, churches. Get a flyer and go to every church in the 5 counties that you're closest to, the 5 wealthiest counties that you got access to. Create a flyer, a nice, bright, clear, big words, big flyer, nice flyer that you're looking for caregivers that love to take care of seniors, and you want to put them at every we did a search on how many churches it was. Man, I think it's more churches than it's McDonald's is. Like, it's a lot of churches. Like, it's a lot. It might be like 10 churches on the main street that I'm on, like within like 2 miles. Like, I just didn't realize how many churches were in my community. I'm just saying that. I don't know. I mean, they're not all one denomination, obviously, but there's just a lot of spiritual facilities, churches, different places where people go to worship. in your community. You just don't think about, counting how many it is, but you'll be surprised. And I'm only saying that to say that you can you can retain a lot of great caregivers from churches, and also find a lot of clients. So how we kind of reverse engineered the how do we get how do we promote our business in churches? This might be a little, I don't know how you feel about it, but I mean, it's not crooked or anything, but we use those flyers that we're looking for caregivers to take care of seniors as a way to find seniors as well, like people who need care. So sometimes people will call, they might not even understand the flyer, and they'll just be like, oh yeah, we were calling because we need some help for our loved one. Um, churches aren't as, and this is just through experience, aren't as excited about letting you promote a business in their church unless you like join or you affiliated with them in some kind of way. But they don't mind you as much talking about a job opportunity for their constituents. Like, you just creating the opportunity. I just want to share this, so I know you probably got some people that's unemployed or looking for some work who could probably be great for this position. Can I post this flyer up on your message board? Can I come, on Sunday evening or something, and maybe talk to some seniors or talk to some of the people about the job opportunity. But what it does, actually, it just reverse engineers the whole process, and then you actually start getting clients from the church. So definitely Indeed.com and churches are the best recruitment place for caregivers and potential clients. They say in the data, they say the number one caregiver in the country, just based on statistics, are black women in their 40s who go to church. Like, those are the best caregivers that you're gonna find based on like statistics and data and stuff like that. So take advantage of that information. Don't go out there trying to you can't put that on no ad like I only want black women who go to church and in their 40s. You get discriminated. You can't, that's discrimination. But when you're hiring and when you're meeting people, just understand that those are the best people to hire for your caregivers. MyCNAjobs.com is a good one. And then word of mouth, based on the reputation. Like, if a caregiver is getting on my nerves and she got a word of mouth, I don't even want to hear it. But if she's great and she's doing a great job, chances are the person that she refers us is going to be great too. So be wary of, they say word of mouth referrals from other caregivers is a great way to go about it, but ain't no but just be careful to birds of a feather. So some of the top reasons that caregivers work for you, that will come work for you, is the first reason is that you hired them. The first job that they apply for, that's usually the first reason they'll come to your company for. Second reason is somebody recommended the company, like a family or friend or a current employee told them to come. The third is a good working environment and benefits. Company has a good reputation. And then, the schedule. They get another main reason why a company work for you or a caregiver work for your company is to you find a schedule. If you have a schedule that fits their work life needs, so their work lifestyle schedule needs. So we're gonna stop. I think I've been going, I don't know how long I've been going, but it feel like a long time. Because again, like I said, I just started this live because it's snowy out. I ain't want to go out today. I just wanted to kind of stay in and do some homework on myself, just kind of getting back to the basics. What I like to do is just get back to the basics. Sometimes I just want to get back to the basics. Remember what's working, look at what's not working. And then sometimes you run across things that you should have been doing, and you get reminded like, Hey Key. Hey Ashley, you need help with a business plan? Shoot us an email. Or just inbox us here. We can help you with a business plan. Could a townhouse be used for a facility? Most likely, but I mean, it depends on your county and your state requirements. I don't know what county you in, Rebecca. Staying in contact with them, find a niche. Absolutely. What's up, Knox? What do you determine? What do you determine? Are you in Frederick, Maryland? Yeah, we would have to. It has a lot to do with the HOAs for as far as the townhouse, and then the way the house was built. So as long as it's consistent with Maryland's criteria, it shouldn't be a problem, Rebecca. It shouldn't be a problem as long as everything is, as long as it fits Maryland standards and your HOA isn't an issue. Because usually townhouses have associations that can kind of stop you from doing it. But other than that, it shouldn't be an issue. How do you determine what to charge a client? There's a couple different ways of going about it. One of the easiest, quickest ways to find out what's going on in your marketplace. Each market is different. Like I'm in Maryland. I don't know where you guys at. Where you at, Bernadette? What you're gonna have to do is, what I would suggest doing is go to Google and find the five or 10 top. Just go to Google and search your city or your area, your county, and put home care services, and then call all of them to come up, like the top 5 or the top 10 that come up, and then you just ask them about the services that you offer. Say, hey, look, these, based on the services you're going to offer, and just say, and then, you just basically secret shop. You ask them, and not only do you get the prices, you also could use this as an opportunity to get their whole marketing and sales program, because they're going to do it to you. They're going to call back, they're going to follow up, they might send you some literature. You're going to see everything that they do on the phone and everything. So don't just listen, really just take notes. Let's look at it like, they teaching you something, but they don't even know it. And 9 times out of 10, they big franchises. They got all the, super duper budgets for marketing training and sales training, and all you can do is just mimic it and tweak it to fit your company. That's what we did. We just learn from the big guys. Took what they were doing. I even found out what sales system they were using, like who was teaching, like some of the top owners, some of the top the franchises, who was teaching them their sales strategies. So yeah, secret shopping is a great way to figure out how much they're charging, but also how they're doing business in your area, like how they following up, the literature, what their literature looks like. Ask them to send you something in the mail, so you can see what they're sending out, what to say, and things like that. So it's a great way to figure out. You said they wouldn't tell you. Well, tell them to set up a meeting. Just tell them to come, do a consultation. Go through the whole sales process, like you trying to really hire them. And go do it a couple times. Let them come to your house or a family member's house. The senior doesn't have to be there. You can just say, hey, look, we need help. I need help for my loved one. They're not available, but this is what she needs, or this is what he needs. So that's how you do that. They don't know you. They don't know who you are. They just see you as a potential client. They don't know they're doing free consultations they doing business consultations. They teaching you how to beat them. So, and I mean, it's just it's just a strategy that we use in business. So, okay, you in Ohio? Yeah, Bernadette. You good to go? It's a lot of seniors in Ohio. It's a lot of opportunity in Ohio with the assisted living. Assisted livings are real easy to set up in Ohio, and home care is home health care is not licensed, so you got a great opportunity. I hope you're taking advantage of it. Yep, Nurse Tam know what time it is. You get them rates. But out here in Maryland is pretty standard. We our lowest we try to go is about 18, and then probably the most we can get is like 24 an hour. So, and then based on the care needs and stuff like that, we'll go a little cheaper. Especially if they get more hours. But those are like the minimums. So we're gonna jump off here for a second, and you guys are free to still communicate, still have a conversation in the chat. Shoot me an email if you have any questions, or go check out our website. We got some new programs. We got a payment plan on the Done for You program now. So if people wanna take advantage of that. She says you can't see my face. Yeah, I got the phone on the table. I was reading some notes. I don't got one of the little cute phone stands that make my look at me like that. But plus I hate being on the phone cameras. I hate phone cameras. So yeah, get at us. Go to allenchain.com. If you got any questions, give us a call. We always taking calls. Shoot us an email. And please, if you call us, leave a voicemail. Don't get upset if we don't call you back if you don't leave no voicemail, because we don't know what you called for. I understand you called, but you took the time to call. You want some feedback. Leave a voicemail. We can help you. We can help you a lot more if we know what you called about. So just give us a call, and if we don't answer, it's because we probably taking another call, or we just can't get to the phone at that moment. But don't give up on us and cuss us out because we ain't answer the phone. Just leave a voicemail, and we're gonna get back with you. All right. I want you guys to enjoy your day. Tell me how this training was. This impromptu shop class that we got to talk shop a little bit. And we'll bring more to you. We'll bring more. We'll bring some more your way. If you guys enjoyed this and y'all enjoy it, I'll keep on doing them. So you can find a recording. If you came late, you'll find a full recording once I log off, and then all the other past recordings that we did like this, you'll be able to go to New York. Yeah, we could help you in New York. All that. No problem. Appreciate you, Sella, for the coming through. She said thanks for the workshop. Thank you. I'll text you through. Yeah, I'm glad it was helpful, Rebecca. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'm glad it was helpful. So yeah, like I was saying, we got the old videos are on YouTube. You can go there and see those, and then also they're also here on Facebook. So I'm hopping off of here, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.